Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Boy, was I attacked in the comments in the last video that I did about pop bands with gay members. Wham, Erasure, no, I didn't leave them out. In fact, they were actually featured in videos in the past on this channel, which you can check out if you want to. But I will, since this is a video series about pop bands with gay band members, I will obviously feature them in an upcoming video. I mean, this is a series, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, let's continue with the video of pop bands with gay band members. Part 3. Yes, part 3. Let's get into the video.
Pop bands who have a gay member.
American pop rock band Scissor Sisters formed back in the year 2000 and was the product of the gay nightlife scene in New York City.
New York City. New York City.
When they formed, their name was Dead Lesbian, but it was finally changed to Scissor Sisters, the name being a reference to, well, you know what. Jason Sellards, better known as Jake Shears, and Scott Hoffman, better known by his stage name Baby Daddy, both identify as gay and started writing music together after experiencing the embracing gay culture in New York City.
New York City. New York City.
They started building a loyal following in underground clubs on New York's Lower East Side. And while on a trip to Disneyland, they met Anna Lynch, with whom they had a lot in common, and she joined the band. They were later joined by 2 more members, Dal Marquez and Patrick Secor, aka Patty Boom. And just like that, the majority of the band consisted of gay members, with Shears, Baby Daddy and Marcus identifying as gay. In 2002, the band signed with a small New York record company called A Touch of Class for a 2-single deal. Their first single, Electrobix, dealt with a gay man's obsession with working out, but it was their B-side single, a cover of Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, that started to gain traction and build up a reputation for the band. British label Polydor signed the group to a record deal after hearing their infectious version of Comfortably Numb, and the group released their first single for the label, Laura, in 2003, but the single received little attention and even fewer airplay. In 2004, they released Comfortably Numb as the next single, which was an instant hit. So they released their following single, Take Your Mama, and re-released Lara, all 3 songs entering the top 20 on various charts and helped to grow the group's popularity.
Well, actually, this backless woman's jumpsuit I was wearing caused a lot of controversy at the time.
Did it really?
Yeah.
What was the controversy?
I know, got a lot of hate mail.
Really?
Too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
Right Said Fred burst onto the music scene with the 1991 hit single I'm Too Sexy, which claimed to be poking fun at egotistical people at the gym worshipping their own bodies in the mirror. Is it a coincidence that the lead singer Richard Fairbrass came out that same year? Most likely yes. But the fact that he was singing about muscular men and came out as bisexual the same year helped to popularize the song in the gay community, a community that has always taken pride in their appearance and can be somewhat shallow when it comes to looks. Sure, the song was fitting, but it lost a bit of its meaning when it became an instant gay anthem. They released 9 albums and dozens of singles, but none of them came close to the success of I'm Too Sexy. Perhaps if they write another song with lyrics hinting at the gay community, it might be adapted as another gay anthem? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Years and Years was an electro-pop band formed in 2010, and openly gay Ollie Alexander, who came out as gay before joining the band, was discovered by founding member Mikey Goldsworthy after he heard Alexander sing in the shower. I was just as confused as the 2015 BBC interview didn't elaborate on why, where and how he heard Alexander sing in the shower.
In the shower.
In the shower.
Singing in the shower.
I was unable to find any information online that the two ever lived together nor that they were ever in a relationship. Moving on from the shower, their debut album, Communion, was released in 2015 and contained the massively successful single, King, which became their first #1 single as well as their biggest single to date. Their debut album received positive reviews, but some critics, like The Guardian, wrote that the group doesn't seem to have an original idea in their collective heads. But despite what critics thought of their debut album, the band was nominated for 6 Brit Awards during their career and received various accolades, including various LGBTQ awards. Lead vocalist Ollie Alexander isn't just an openly gay singer, he's also an actor who's been acting since before joining Years and Years and continues to pursue his acting career as well as a solo recording career after leaving the band in 2023.
I want to be Hamlet, I want to be Romeo. But if I said I'm gay, I'd be just the clown.
In 2021, Alexander was cast in his most recognizable role of Richie on the HBO drama It's a Sin, which depicted gay life in the 1980s and early 1990s and the onset of HIV/AIDS. His performance was met with critical acclaim, with many critics voicing their desire for him to win awards for his performance. Alexander is also an LGBTQ advocate, promoting safe sex, HIV screening, as well as various activities against LGBTQ bullying. He's also been very open about his own struggles with depression, self-harm, eating disorders and anxiety, which started when he was only 13 years old and still struggles with today. As a gay songwriter, Alexander has expressed frustration with the fact that there aren't many male singers who sing about love while using male pronouns when referring to their lover. It's kind of sad to me that we don't have gay pop stars singing about men using male pronouns. Alexander confirmed that he tried to change this by using male pronouns in many of the singles released by Years and Years, but he also states that he cannot speak for all gay people, because there are so many different issues and experiences. But I can speak for myself, and that is what I'm doing if I'm going to be writing songs and giving interviews. I want to be able to speak about something I care about.
Could mean the world's disaster.
If you don't know who George Michael was, then you're in for a treat, and you've been living under a rock. He is considered to be one of the best-selling musicians of all time, with sales of his albums estimated at between 100 million to 125 million records worldwide. But who was he? How did he get famous? Born on June 25th in 1963 in East Finchley, London, Georgios Kyriakos Panayotou was meant for great things. Things not even he could comprehend while growing up in Kingsbury, where his parents bought a house shortly after he was born. His family moved to Radlett when he was a teenager, and while attending Bushby Mead School, and by a stroke of luck of course, he was seated next to Andrew Ridgeley, who he befriended as they had the same musical ambitions.
Basically, we met when I was 11 and Andrew was 12 at school,
Right.
and we became like...
And where was that?
That was in Bushey near London.
The two of them would later team up to form the massively successful 80s duo Wham. With great ambitions and nobody to pay attention to him, Michael took up street performances in the London Underground, singing covers of other people's songs, and shortly thereafter, he was offered a DJ job at the Bel Air restaurant in Northwood. This turn of events would eventually shape his musical journey.
You know, because we had no money being on the dance, we wanted someone to give us the money to make a proper demo.
Right.
And we got a contract off it, which we were really amazed with Innovision CBS. So
It was during this period in his life and career that he and Ridgeley formed the pop duo Wham, explaining that the name was a reference to their personalities that were larger than life, but even then, they struggled to get their foot in the door. There's an old saying that anything worth having is worth fighting for, so after months of not giving up on their dreams, the duo finally landed their first record deal. The two sat down and started writing songs, and it was clear from the start that Michael was the stronger songwriter, and it was mutually agreed that he would take creative control.
You're more dead than alive in a 9 to 5. Then they say you've got to go.
Their debut single, Wham Rap, was released in June 1982, but failed to make an impact and wasn't playlisted by the BBC due to the nature of the lyrics. They released Young Guns as a second single in September of 1982, but the song failed to enter the top 40. That's until another stroke of luck changed their journey. After another musical act unexpectedly pulled out of the lineup for an episode of Top of the Pops, Wham was slotted in as a replacement. They performed Young Guns, and it was evident from the reception they received from the audience that they were going to be a massive hit. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. Over 70% of viewers are not subscribed yet. I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You can also check out some of the other great videos on my channel. Some links will be popping up on your screen right now that you can check out. You can check out my two smaller channels as well. I'm also on Patreon, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bands who have a gay member.